Want to get creeped out? Let's talk about the Starry Guide ritual. The Starry Guide ritual is essentially a way to meet one of your spiritual guides who is going to show you scenes from the future. But I've read about it and it's kind of creepy. Plus, also, I don't know if I would ever want to see scenes from my future. I don't know, just that freaks me out. But if you're interested, here is what you would need to do the ritual. Number 1, a room with at least one window. Something to cover the window, curtains do work. A clock, digital or mechanical, but not your cell phone. A bed, a pillow, and 3 lamps. You'll also need something to dampen the brightness of the lamps, like a sheet or something, but please do not start a fire. Thank you. Last but not least, you will need something that is near and dear to you, but that is small enough to fit under your pillow. Planning the night that you're going to do this ritual is essential. This needs to be done on a night when there's not going to be any blizzards, snowstorms, thunderstorms, no lightning, nothing like that. This needs to be on a day where you're basically having like a really good day. If you've had a lot of negative emotions that day, this is not the day to do the ritual. Especially the first time that you try this, it should be on a day when you're feeling very happy and a lot of positive emotions. The sun must have already set or be in the process of setting within about an hour of setting when you start getting everything ready for the ritual. All of the electronics in your room need to be unplugged except for the lamps and the clock. Some do suggest putting brand new light bulbs in the lamps to make sure nothing goes awry. So to start setting up, number 1, do not touch your bed until instructed to do so, which is essentially when you're getting into bed. So make sure that you do not touch your bed at all throughout the setup. You're going to want to set up the clock somewhere where you can't see the time when you're laying down. And like, it's fine if you can see the clock, but just like, as long as you can't read the time. Cover your windows to the best of your ability. It's okay if there's a little bit of light shining through. Now turn off all of the lights in your room, but make sure you pay attention to what time it is when you do that. Make sure that your door is shut firmly. If there are other people awake in the house and there's a little bit of light coming through the bottom of your door, that's fine. Don't worry about that. Plug in the first lamp and position it to the left of where your head will be. Plug in the second lamp and position it at the end of your bed where your feet will be. Plug in the third lamp and position it to the right of where your head will be. It needs to be done in the correct order without knocking over any lamps and without touching your bed. Place your personal object underneath your pillow, set your alarm for exactly 1 hour from when you looked at the clock and turned off your lights. You may now lay down and try to go to sleep. You have almost an hour to drift off into your dreams before you go into this starry realm. When you wake up, you're going to immediately notice that the door to your room is now open. You will distinctly be able to see the outline of a man standing there. Do not move from your bed until he has beckoned you towards him. Once he's done this, grab your power object from over your pillow, head over to him and hand him the object. He will place it in his pocket. However, when you do approach the man, do not look him in the face. He's now going to lead you into the ritual, and it is very important that you follow him. No matter where he goes, no matter which way he turns, no matter what room he goes into, you need to make sure that you follow him. Never try to get ahead of him and never try to get a glimpse of his face. It is unknown why he doesn't want you to see his face. Maybe it's really terrifying, but the only angle you should ever see him from is from behind. He may also kind of look familiar to you, but you might not be able to place where he's from. Don't ask him who he is. He will most likely disclose this information to you later. The way that he behaves and dresses might have something to do with your power object. So bear that in mind. You'll most likely want to use a power object that reminds you of people who make you feel good and safe and loved. As an example, if you used a power object that was maybe a baseball card that your grandfather gave to you, this man may have the same accent as your grandfather or the same hat or something like that. The relationship you have with the guide will greatly affect your ritual and your experience. So you don't want to try and annoy him. If you do, your sessions will probably include feelings of unbearable terror and fear, so not good. If you answer all of the guide's questions honestly and do as you're told, you will have more control over which direction the sessions take. Again, the guide will most likely show you scenes from your future and let you know how you can rectify any mistakes that you've made. He may also help you to let go, move on from, or heal from any negative emotions that you've been having trouble letting go of. He might let you release any trauma that you're holding on to. But in order for that to happen, you need to trust the process. If you're interested in finding out more about the Starry Guide ritual, I am going to post a video on my YT channel, The Queer Crypt, across all socials. And in that video, I will also talk about what this world looks like a little bit. The Starry Realm will basically be a mirror image of reality. However, it will only be you and the guide in this space. And of course, there will be a very starry night sky above. All of your neighbors' homes will be exactly as they were when you drifted off into this sleep. However, like I said, in this reality, there are no other people. There was a story story, though, of someone who tried out a session and there was a squirrel in this Starry guide reality. The guide was apparently very angry about this, and this caused a very terrible session. I'm not sure how that would be in your control, though, so I guess beware of squirrels. Despite that being said, the guide is there to help you and try to make you feel comfortable. If you're feeling uncomfortable in the environment that you're in, or if you want the guide to be talking more than he is, you could encourage further conversation by revealing something about yourself, and you could also suggest going to a place where you would feel more comfortable. The guide's purpose is to help you regain consciousness and contact with yourself, and it is really truly about your inner journey. He does everything for a reason, but he does want to try and help you. Once he stops walking, that means the session is over. He will start to turn towards you. Once this happens, make sure you close your eyes and keep them closed. We'll hear him approach you and maybe even touch you. He will either tell you that he's looking forward to seeing you in your next session, or he'll ask you if you've found what you were looking for. If he asks you that, it means he does not want to see you again. This will either be because he found that you have gone through the journey and through the inner healing that you need to, or because you've annoyed him and he doesn't want to see you again. And if that's the case, you really don't want to go back. It is said not to do this ritual every night if you want to keep doing sessions. Rather, do it maybe once a week. Let me know what you guys think, and happy traveling.